You got me stuck inside your love cycle. I bet your love Bible. I look at everybody. Well, welcome to the Realm of Millenia. Be ye a man, woman, a child, a spirit, creature, or a demon. Be ye a native migrator, or maybe even some sort of invader into the realm. As you invade my privacy, you need to... I need to figure out all your activation codes to start recording. I should probably look into that. Figure out all the things that could get you to start recording, because you're annoying me now. But anywho, welcome. Be you invader or demon. Welcome, for I am your host, the Millenia Mailman, here today, bringing you guys, gals, and beyond another Tourism Tuesday. Yeah, since I was singing Love Cycle by Tusi. I'm gonna just assume I got that right. The rapper Tusi. I don't know. I really don't. I think that whoever remixed the song Love Cycle with a feature of Summer Walker, that's who the song is by. I don't know, but yeah, since I was singing Love Cycle, I will talk about time. Oh yeah, I could do time today. I'll do it a separate video from the beginning. But Love Cycle, yeah. I got a couple of characters I wrap up in a time loop of sorts, and come on, don't talk any spoilers now. Don't talk spoilers now. Yeah, it shows it's 3:30 in the morning. All right, 3:22. Let's go. I'll make this one a long video because I'm not really talking for a minute here. So, Love Cycle. I got a number of characters who I put in a effective time loop of sorts for the plots I have associated with them, right? And in order to best minimize... Hit me now. In order to best minimize it, those stories, I effectively write an entire light novel on them, and then I just condense it, and then chop it up here, chop it up there, and kind of Frankenstein's monster stitch it back together, right? So for a particular character, I wrote I wrote them a whole canon event where something happens for them, right? And then after that, they're so stuck in their trauma, and their subliminal mind is trying to delete things for their own safety. It's like, hey, he's heartbroken, right? something happened, and now it's just like that passive subliminal psychological effect of, oh yeah, so you can't remember nothing about that. It's not power related. I have plenty of characters that do have powers associated to doing that thing, but for this particular character, it's actually just like a personal thing. It's like you're human, you don't have dementia, you just have like a trauma response of get rid of that. And for this particular character, which is really the first character that I did it for, and then that I decided to like write a whole entire novel idea for them, and then basically did like, okay, cool, copy paste, changed the names of each of the people in that to something different, like person 1, person 2, person 3, person 4 in this whole story. And then on the first copy paste, I'm like person 1 dash A, person 2 dash B, person 3 dash 4. Right? I just went around doing that for all the copy paste. And then I just pulled out the same pieces of the condensed versions of it. And I'm like, okay. Pull that one, throw, pull that one, throw, pull that one, throw. And then I just started talking about all three of these copy paste at the same time. So it shows just how like jumbled the character's mind is about things, because it's like all of it's happening at once, because that's just the way their mind is able to process it, because it's all trying to simultaneously be jumbled. So what do? I start them in a state where they're groggy and still reflecting, but at the same time not. Oh, they're sleeping. They just woke up. And it's hard to process your thoughts. Anytime you try to think about a dream, the faster it evades from you, right? That's why you better have a little journal on your nightstand so you can write down what you're dreaming about for a little bit. It's like, ooh, that was a great dream. I want to share it with somebody. Oh, I better call somebody immediately and talk about it. Oh, it's escaping me. I should have just wrote it down. They're not picking up fast enough. Right? So, yes. So I have when I first talk about them and their cycle of their love affairs, I have them talking and mixing up the names of who they're talking about and go about it. Then from there, you go through their entire life discussing, hey, this, that, oh, but was that, or was this, that. It's them constantly trying to figure out, it's along with them, how should I say this? The character themselves is just as confused as you, the audience member, would be about, okay, so what storyline is happening here? What is actually happening? There's like, it seems like they're talking about 3 different things in one time, but seeing how this is actually written in a chronological order, I can tell that only one of these is the real thing. I just have to figure out which one of these is the main storyline, because it seems like they're talking a lot about past or a lot about potential future situation. It kind of gets jumbled up there in the jambalaya. Just get in the pocket and shake your maracas, and this is right. And just get into the dance and jig with it, right? And it's kind of hard, but at the same time, the way I write it in this really realistic first-person perspective, the character themselves is designated to be just as confused as you are. The reason you're confused is because there's no actual further rhyme or reason that the character themselves understands that you don't. The character is just as confused trying to piece together their parts in their mind as it comes to their mind, just as much as you, who's able to, I don't know, read their mind, are confused. It's like, I am quite literally reading your mind right now, character, and I'm lost. Right? So, for the love cycle of that character, everything's jumbled up, and there's a stint of clarity where it starts to focus on one character up until the moment where they have their heart broken, and it goes back to the confusion of everything's fuzzy, hazy, and dizzy until they find that another clarity moment from love becoming there again, right? And that is the love cycle for that character, where they think they find love and things start to clear up for a little bit, but then they get their heart broken in the exact same way as they did before, because who they are is who they are. And it initiates and perpetuates the cycle, right? And after coming down with that concept for the one character, I decided I can do this with many other characters, right? Because this is just one scenario, and this is just about love. And love's its own cliche niche, so I'm only going to give it to 15 characters. But there's other stuff that can happen too in this scenario. Well, it doesn't have to just be love. It could be for someone in a motorcycle accident or something like that. But I'm not going to make a motorcycle accident. No. I'm gonna have it turn into a warrior, a soldier, and make this cycle of healing and damage, right? Every time they get hurt, they end up in a war. They come out fully healed and they go right back out there, right? That doesn't sound as awesome as the love cycle does, but I promise you, under this methodology of how I do the copy paste, from muddled to clear to back muddled again, and rinse, repeat, rinse it off, repeat, I promise you it does do wonders. Okay, I implore you to try it sometime, from muddled to clear to muddled again, right? And because that actually falls into the category of one of my $1 million movie ideas, $1 million idea folder, where it's like muddled to clear to muddled again. It's just one of those things, right? So I do think it is fantastic, and it's hard to articulate some of my notes here because I write my notes for me to understand and review for when I get writing in the draft book and the final copy book, but it's I'm laughing not because I am weird, so I laugh just to laugh sometimes, but this particular one, I read through the third paragraph on this page, and it's a joke that only makes sense in the time loop. when you realize it's a time loop character, it's a joke that makes sense when you realize it's a time loop character. And I feel proud of myself, so I can't help but laugh at myself because I laughed at the joke that I know is a time loop joke. So yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Because like one of the things I've done already for book number 1 was, in order to make sure the parts I want subtle in the novel, I have walked up, not to complete strangers, but for people I haven't talked to in a while, old friends, old buddies, and even family members. I'm like, hey, can you read like these 3 pages right here and tell me what you think is happening here? Okay. That's it? Anything else? Okay. Read it again and then tell me if you spot anything else, looking as hard as you possibly can. You read it? Anything else you see? If I was to tell you someone's dying in these 3 pages, I need you to tell me where. Could you point that out? Oh, I need to reread it. Okay, read it a 3rd time and tell me where. You still didn't catch it? Fantastic. That's how I know it was subtle enough. Okay? Read the very next page. Okay, now tell me where it happened. Yes, it happened on page 2, and I made it subtle enough for you not to notice until you got to the part where I wanted you to notice this particular thing happened. So glad I still got the mojo for subtlety, right? I love those moments. I love those moments a lot, right? And I don't really do that a lot because I have confidence in the way I write. But for other moments, when I want something to be like super, super subtle, and that I feel like it must be done and must be received as subtle. Because a lot of things I might consider subtle, other people are like, no, I see that clear as day. Well, you have experience in that field, so of course you might see it as obvious, right? But it's like you're basically looking at this with 20/20 hindsight, okay? Not everyone's got 20/20 hindsight like that. So, but for certain things, I don't care if you have hindsight or not. If I want it to be subtle, I want it to be subtle. I'm going to, only for those things where it's like, it is plot point inducing that I get this subtlety right. Am I going to be like, hey, I'm going to have you random stranger read this and see if you're catching on to what's happening here or not, because I want a true control group to be like, hey, yes, it's subtle. Or B, it's like, it's not subtle at all. I see what's happening here. It's like, dang it. Go back to the drawing board. All right? And this is one of those things. The cycle of some characters, the love cycles of others, and yeah, it can be pretty intense. It is too early, but I want to knock out some videos before the children of the house get up and get about. So 2 videos a day, we're getting 2 videos a day. I'm sticking to it and getting ahead until my book is published. After book is published, I'm gonna take a month off and smoke nothing but menthols. I am not smoking menthols. But hey, that's just me, your devil's advocate. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy what I had to say, how I said it, or the way I presented it. By all means, leave any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, and opinions, or beyond down in the comment section down below, or send me a message through the GoFundMe that you can find in the description box, or leave a message at email millennianmailman@gmail.com. Again, is millennianmailman@gmail.com. Share the video for more exposure, and by all means, subscribe if you feel like it, and dislike the video if you don't. Peace, love, happiness, and all the best of things to ya.